The Paradox. Our future is obscure, their past is a myth, by M.Y. Musa. Narrated by Harrison Blackwood. Preface. As George Bernard Shaw said, now that we have learned to fly in the air like birds and dive in the sea like fish, only one thing remains: to learn to live on Earth like humans. Picture distant starlight travelling to our solar system in some 1,000 light-years. That means a beam of light left its origin thousands of years ago. In other words, a sparkle you stare at in the sky at the moment is probably a faded star in history. Whenever we look up afar into space, merely, we are looking back at the past. Thus, our future expeditions to other systems are just travelling back through time. When I started writing this novel, I was curious whether an adventure through space it would be, time or both. Not even envisaging whether an attempted warning it was or just pure anticipation, based more on given facts and less on intuition. More of a paradox it was. Prologue. At 4.2 light-years away, Proxima-b is the closest exoplanet ever discovered. That planet takes about 11.2 Earth days to orbit its star Proxima Centauri, a red dwarf much smaller star and emits less light than our Sun. At such a slight separating distance, a much insignificant planet will have to slow its axial spin rate until synchronized with its period of revolution around its star, the larger body. That makes it almost certainly tidally locked, which, in the best-known case, occurs when an orbiting astronomical body always has the same face toward the object it is orbiting. Similar behaviour is the Earth's moon, which exhibits this synchronous or captured rotation, as do a majority of natural satellites in the solar system. One side of this planet is always facing the star, unshielded from its perpetual light and warmth, and benefiting the energy needed to drive any solar-powered machines. This half is constantly day and warm, characterized by its arid weather, fierce heat and infertile soil, which spans most of the land. Near the equator, the temperature is sweltering. Only seas and rivers that stretch like veins across the lands made life there bearable. In contrast, the other hemisphere plunges into long-lasting darkness, facing the vast open space covered in an ice sheet up to several kilometers thick. With no moons, not exposed to any light except that of other distant stars in the sky, this half is regularly night and cold. Temperatures soar and plummet into triple-digit variances between the two hemispheres. Because we experience no day and night succession as you do, everything we craft spatially and design with keenness. We pay careful attention to every specific detail, except that it sometimes seems rigorous. Our harsh environment forced us to have particular activities inexorably in each hemisphere, suited to its nature. Schools, hospitals, for example, and other ordinary daily life tasks requiring natural light exist only in the day hemisphere. Homes, fine diners, and other nightlife activities are on the other. Some businesses, factories, shopping centres, sport clubs, coffee shops, and many others could all fit in any of which. Buildings, vehicles, and all our stuff, even clothes, vary and depend on where we use them, day or night. We leave nothing for eventuality, we address everything. Azimuth, the intertwining thin zone between both hemispheres and the most comfortable region on our planet. It hosts enormous events, and some parks open to the public because of its moderate environment. Except for certain areas owned by the government, the rest of the land, needless to say, belongs to the elites, with their delicate clothing and most spacious mansions. Away from the azimuth, living only in one hemisphere for interminable periods will have detrimental effects on humans. Thus, even prisoners are being moved every few years from one hemisphere to another. One might think most of our lands are deserted. Reality is the opposite. Because of our mass population and the little land mass, even the remote and wildest territories are seldom unoccupied. Still, our planet is less hospitable to other creatures than humans and plants. Compared to your 365.25 days, a year of 11.2 days cycle may seem brief to you, Earthlings, perhaps a stretched week. But what sounds ridiculous for some can be a privilege for others. Our ages are much, much longer. Your average lifespan can be 70, perhaps 80 years, while ours is around 2 millennia. From your perception, we are blessed with a long life, or as you call it, immortals. And just like everything else with human nature, people always try to imagine the unimaginable and live dreams with hopes to come true. That is the obsession with day and night succession.